Another reason I tend to stay away from the topic of what occurred in this country on 9/11 is because if you have an event that has 500 witnesses, you're going to have a hell of a time trying to even reach consensus from those witnesses as to what they saw. I know that I saw I saw the first tower it's just smoking unbelievably in the top quadrant of that building. And then I saw the second plane fly into the building in a massive fireball. And then I saw two buildings come down. I realized there were three, but I saw two of them come down. That's what I saw. Everything else is speculation on my part. I'm only talking about me. But I come to the conclusion, and I came to the conclusion fairly quickly, that what I saw really happened, but the cause of what I saw was not what my government was telling me. Now, I admit that part of that was because I did not believe that Cheney and Bush were legitimate executive branch of the United States. No, they were not, period. They weren't then, they're not now. And secondly, knowing the history of Dick Cheney and knowing the almost prescient statements by the Project for a New American Century, where it was determined that the United States should project its imperialism out into the rest of the world, starting in the Middle East, by overthrowing 4 or 5 different countries. And the statement that what was needed, you can find this anywhere you want to on the internet, what was needed perhaps was another Pearl Harbor in order to focus the American disparate parts of the American leadership to focus on projecting our power to a greater degree than we had. Given all that, I simply, I don't know, maybe this is strictly my problem. But I cannot, I simply can't. I have tried. I honestly have tried to accept the official story. I can't do it. And I told you the reasons why, the two main reasons why. I simply cannot do it. So I don't bring up the topic that much because it's a very frightening topic to me. If I go with what my feelings tell me, really the motivation and the planning or lack of planning, the politics behind it, if I go with that, then I have to accept that my country has been and is being led by some of the most vile human beings on the face of the earth. Even more vile than some of the historical tyrants, because the historical tyrants were pretty open and direct in what they said they were going to do and did it. Whereas my government tells me it's green and my eyes tell me it's yellow, and I don't know what to do except believe my own eyes. So that's why, I'm sorry to eat up the time here, but that's why I don't bring this topic up. I do not accept the official story. There are all sorts of tangential issues that I know have become very important to people who also don't accept the official story. And those issues, some of them to me are crazy as loons. And some of the other issues are seem to be correct in terms of the physical sciences involved, in the political sciences involved, and so on and so forth. So in my heart of hearts, I just simply do not accept the official story. Like I say, I have come over the years to accept that, yes, there was a plane crash into the Pentagon. But beyond that, I didn't see that. I didn't see the plane crash in Shanksville, PA. I didn't know you could make cell phone calls from Shanksville, PA to your husband in Washington, D.C., or your boyfriend in San Diego. I didn't know you could do that back then. Maybe you could. I don't know. I'm not going to get to the calls that are on hold. I apologize for that. I really do, because I'm sitting here just going on and on. But that's kind of the bottom line for me. It was a tragedy, no matter how you look at it. It was a tragedy on so many levels. Whoever was ultimately responsible for the planning or the lack of planning, whoever was responsible for allowing this to happen, identify themselves as some of the most criminal sociopaths that this country has ever seen. That's all I can say.